Hello and welcome to Minnesota Comic Exchange Live. This is episode 13. We've 13 episodes in now. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about Mutants and the upcoming Uncanny MCE mixer. But first, let me bring on our guests. We've got Chris.
Howdy.
We got Paul returning back. We didn't scare him away, that's a good thing. Jericho doing stuff with chickens you just don't want to know about. So
the show can't play in 3 countries.
Yep. John's back after being gone for a few weeks. Jordan. Nora, she's back on the show again too. We don't know for how long. She says she might fall asleep in the show. And for the first time ever, we have another admin on, Dean.
So, hello, everyone.
Let me just ask, how was Thanksgiving and Black Friday?
It was great.
Not too bad.
Awesome.
Black Friday was uneventful. Thanksgiving was all right.
I hear those chickens.
Yeah, we can hear those chickens today.
Oh, okay. Well, if it becomes a problem,
they want to join in.
No,
what are you going to do to them chickens if it becomes a problem?
Stay tuned. We're going to spin the wheel a second time.
Paul had dogs on last week. We have chickens on this week.
It's a pet-friendly show.
It is.
We don't know. Next week could be a monkey. We don't know yet.
It's right over here causing havoc.
Nora, did you share it on the group yet?
I am right now.
Okay, cool.
Which one is it again? Uncanny number?
Uncanny number.
The number of the comic?
Oh, the giveaway 251.
I didn't ask those chickens for their life story.
Well, the oldest is Pepper. She was the first of the brood. She's not happy. She wants more churro.
So
more churro?
More cowbell.
More cow.
Churros. Chicken.
Okay.
Churro to the chicken.
So yeah, if this is the first time on your show, we do talk about chickens now. So Nora, did you get it shared yet? We good?
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh good.
Right.
That was my best stuff, guys. I don't know where it's going now. Oh,
yep.
Last week we made the announcement that we're doing the giveaway for Uncanny X-Men 251. And we should announce that winner, right? Right now?
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
All right, let's see who it is. And it's not rigged if Paul wins. We got so close.
Oh!
So Dennis.
It's Dennis!
Dennis!
So if you want to write that down and share that, tag Dennis later.
I can tag him right now.
Yeah. So.
Thanks, Dennis, for submitting.
Or being part of the show, being a great creator in Minnesota. So I guess we have to add this too. Welcome to Jericho's Roost, Lucy brought to you by Rick's Fleet Farm.
Thank you.
So. All right. So congratulations, Dennis. Now let's move into Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. What did you guys get over the weekend? So, besides Jericho,
I got a few things.
I'm just hearing chickens right now.
I'm trying not to spit it all over the coffee.
You can't mute the chicken.
This was either a horrible idea or the best idea. I'm not sure right now, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry too.
You fed them. Now they're speaking.
They become accustomed to a certain churro lifestyle.
Brought to you by Taco Bell.
The chickens want to show off too.
And Rick's Fleet Farm.
And Rick's Fleet Farm.
But Dean, what'd you get on Black Friday, man?
So I got a newsstand edition for the first appearance of Mobius. So Fantastic Four 353 I got a first appearance of God King Doom. And I got some packs of comics. I got Vision and the Scarlet Witch 1 through 4. And the Deadpool 1 through 4 comic with the red and black #1. And then I got a Cloak and Dagger 1 through 4. And I also found the Strange Academy graphic novel and the Middle West complete novel.
Nice. By chance, were you holding them up?
That's all.
Were you holding them up? We couldn't see them. Is that?
Oh
what you're
yeah,
saying?
holding up. It's no camera. Like here it is. I'll go down the line now. Chris, did you score anything cool or that you want to show off that you got?
We know
Black
the
Friday?
answer to this.
I thought you
we
were
all
gonna
know
wait
the
for the
answer.
end.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Almost
let
100
me
likes
go
on the
first.
Facebook says everyone knows the answer to this.
you look like you like told me off to the end, man. This is like the grand finale, right?
Well, I mean, I can show off some books. Everybody knows I got that slab. Very honored to have it.
All right, well, I'll give
Yeah,
you a solo frame.
World's Finest, 97. I wanted it because it's got some Jack Kirby pencils in it. Then I went on a run of Thor. You guys will know these covers glaringly. So,
Beautiful.
Where'd you get them?
Hot Comic for a lot of them. Jeff Mulick for some.
Shout out Jeff Mulick. We'll be hearing more about Jeff later in this segment.
Issues needed
Well, that just sounds scary now.
for this Captain America.
That is the right emotion.
I swear, dude, you're gonna get me into Fantastic Four every time you show off these covers.
We got this on the Toy Posse
Is
show.
that some Kirby greatness?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of Kirby greatness.
Look at that one.
I love that Doom cover.
Yeah, it's so cool.
We got this one at Issues Needed as well.
Is that like signed on the cover?
Ooh,
No.
shiny.
It's marked the date,
Marked.
so it's like a
Oh.
markdown, price markdown.
I think the date on there was my birthday.
Interesting.
What?
I got this at the Toy Posse show as well.
Toy Posse had books?
Couple people had books.
Nice. Any nice guys hanging out?
Couple. That's all. Well, okay, fine.
Are you gonna show it?
Okay, fine.
There we go.
Ooh. Look at that pretty book.
Ooh.
Ah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So yeah, if you guys have been on,
I have one of
you know
those,
that-
but mine is low grade.
Low grade's better than no grade.
Mhm. So yeah, if you guys are on the group, you know that
Yes,
Chris
sir.
shared that, and I think at the end of the show we're gonna have like a half an hour of just montage of that book going on.
Boy, Jericho took the picture. He's like, you got a picture of that with.
I don't want credit for that. That was anyone could have taken that picture. It's a good book.
Anyone could have taken that picture. It was little Timmy right back with rickets.
Paul, did you have some fun during Black Friday?
I did. So I got World's Finest 95. I got a lot of my books and Hot
Very
Comics in Richfield.
Nice.
This one doesn't have the Kirby art. This is a Dick Sprang pencils.
It's fair.
One of the best Jokers. So,
But it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And got some ones that I needed to kind of fill out the collection. I have the graded first print of
Ooh.
the Miles, but in case I want to actually like read his first appearance, I got the second print.
Can you get the facsimile though too?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
people say
about.
that might overtake first print. So
It's got the face.
and the print run.
That's true. I'm about the last person to finally get my hands on Infinity Gauntlet. And then when I was at comic book college, picked up a bunch. They had a bunch of back issues on good sale. Whenever I have a chance, just grab some Scarlet Spider, the Ben Reilly, the Spider-Man who deserved better. I will always add to my collection.
I agree. I have all that stuff in my collection as well. I love it.
It's fun. And then last but not least, again, credit to Hot Comics and Richfield. Got the Immortal Hulk Omni. So
Nice.
excited for that. I have like a pretty good number of the floppies for that one, but I don't know. Nothing. I just like the smell of the fresh omnibus when I'm trying to read and enjoy a book. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is that your preferred method of reading comics?
I think when I really want to sit down and read a run, the best way to do it is definitely have your hands on the hardcover, the trade paperback for sure. It's more fun to collect the floppy ones, but if I really want to like read something, I'll buy the trade paperback or something.
Well, Eric Chan here didn't get much from Black Friday. Just got Neo Gaiman's Eternals trade paperback, but had a good chat with Jericho and Chris.
Black Friday.
And,
Got it.
And he also got it at Hot Comics. If you're going to read anything Eternals, in my opinion, Neo Gaiman is basically the only book you should read then.
I got it back here in hardcover. I was telling Eric that. It's like in this one.
Nice.
I don't know. It is classic, but I will give my vote for Jason Aaron and Assad Ribick's recent Eternals run.
Oh, the most recent one?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to necessarily hoot and holler about it, but it actually was pretty good. So.
He says he's loving it.
I gotta read that new Eternals run.
And it was good seeing
it. You know.
Jordan, did you go to Black Friday Small Business?
What's going on?
How's
Headed out to Hot Comics in the morning. Picked up a few books. Also made a trade earlier in the week that I thought I would kind of showcase here.
Give you a spotlight.
So with today being an X-Men show, thought I would show some X-Men books I added recently.
Everybody just got really happy.
Got a couple
Is that what
Silver
it
Age
is?
here. This one's not as nice.
It's still pretty nice, man.
And this is one
For being
it's
old.
good.
Look at that 98. Number 98, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I forgot. This is going to be a good stack.
Oh,
Nice.
100.
102?
Yeah.
Juggy.
Again, with it being an X-Men focused show, I figured this was
You
appropriate.
Just unload. Yep.
I'm pretty sure
107.
the comic budget is spent for this month.
For this week.
For this
There's no
year.
such thing.
I love how you say
They're
that.
not all great. Some are good
Oh,
run
okay.
fillers.
Seen it.
I mean,
I love X-Men.
if you love X-Men, it's all. You just want all of it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
Yeah,
don't want any of it.
I don't
Well,
mind
no,
a run
Chris,
filler
don't sell
like
it to
that. This one. It's one that
Ooh. That's
Hey,
pretty.
Dean, that's that
It's
129 you're
huge.
looking for. 133.
So what my
Ooh.
problem was that I had a lot of holes starting at about 139. So I figure
David Fisher Pass.
I'm gonna buy these books eventually. So if I can get them for a good price or a good trade, might as well do it now. Save the money and the trouble later.
Classic cover.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm done. That's
No
it.
show and tell.
And I
Yeah,
know he
I got to take a
got,
break.
regardless of the amount,
Hands.
it was an amazing day to check out those books. I happen to be, I'll get to me. Sorry. Good books.
Yeah.
Wait
It
in
was a good
line,
time.
dude.
Get in line.
I know. I thought the chickens got me some extra leeways.
Just double check though. Where'd you get those at, Jordan?
A lot of them from Jeff.
Jeff Mueller.
Yep.
Jeff
He's
Mueller.
also selling books. Now that you got what
Jeff
you
does
want,
sell
you can tell
books.
everyone else.
I made a trade with a fellow named Josh. Maybe you're watching. That was a good trade. Appreciate it. Let's see. Other than Hot Comics in Minneapolis and stopping by Jeff, stopped by Dreamhaven and picked up a few things that didn't quite make the X-Men fireworks cut from tonight. But some Tom Wynn Batman, Jack Kirby cover, Atlas Special Edition #1 for a good price. It was a good day. Again, I think I'm a little winded from the whole experience, but it's a good
And the
feeling.
budget. And the budget.
You
Yeah,
didn't show
no
this
doubt.
X-Men.
Ooh.
Yeah. Turn it a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little glare. Not
Yeah.
horrible.
I'll take. If I take it out, it won't matter. The plastic.
Oh, that's so cool,
That's-
dude.
It's
Yeah.
a
It's
nice
got
addition to the
Frankenstein.
showing.
If you realize, we actually have that comic on our banner thumbnail because Chris showed that comic off. Like, we need to showcase this comic the entire time.
Does all the books.
John, did you do anything for Black Friday or small business Saturday?
Mhm.
Did you enjoy the comic shop on Wednesday beforehand?
Well, initially I wasn't going to go out, and then, as you know, I caved and went to Issues. So when I was there, I did get to find some books. So found the Stark Shadows #1 for $5, which I thought was an
Cappuccino?
amazing deal. $3 for the Spider-Man 2099. So hold on,
Just dance with
What?
it. You'll be fine.
yeah, $3.
That's a
New
steal.
Yeah, I was
And
holy
issues
shit.
needed?
That issues, yep.
What
And
do you got on
Issues,
the condition on that, John?
The condition on this was actually pretty good. I mean, if you can, I don't know if I can try to zoom
I'll
in.
take your
but
word for it. We can
It's-
be all right, but
It's pretty good
I'll
for
take your word for
$3. So,
Jeez. Maybe you got Jason sick too.
don't say that. And then the Ghost
Hey.
Rider #1, I got that for
Nice.
15. And then these omnibus, actually, that I was looking for, these Superman Golden Age ones. So I got the volume 2 for $30, which I thought was an amazing deal. And then #1, Jason gave it to me for $50 as well. So I was looking for
He's
those
sick.
for a while, so I was pretty happy to find them. So
nice.
Yeah, I remember we looked over. Nora and I
I
looked
had to
over and
leave.
seen. Yeah. We
I
seen
told
your
you guys,
hands
I'm like,
full.
I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna spend too much money.
So, yeah, we were sitting there talking to Momo, and we look over, and here's John like, I have to leave. I'm leaving.
And shout out to Momo. For those of us who may not be familiar with Momo, Momo is Maurice. Is it Cornell? I think.
Yeah.
He works down there at Issues Needed. But I want to also congratulate him. He actually on the side does graphic design and has done some hockey jerseys. And in all honesty, he actually made it into NHL 2024.
Yeah.
So you can see his jerseys in the freaking game. Stop into the shop, buy some books, get an autograph, make him feel special. He's a pretty cool dude.
I would love to see that reaction.
Man,
Hey, Maurice,
I
can
gotta
get
ask
your
Maurice for an
autograph?
autograph.
Make fun of his legs and tell him he skipped leg day too.
I'm gonna buy a copy of NHL now and be like, can you sign it?
I think it's pretty cool. Like it's
That
one
is pretty
thing
cool.
it's one thing whenever you create something, especially artistically, and it is what it is. But it's another thing when it gets shared like that on that kind of a level. It's pretty amazing. So, props to my man.
Well, I mean, you were the one that came on and said no for Momo though.
That's right, because he can't pick a team. But you know, not everyone is as lucky. But
So-
yeah,
Yes.
Jericho, you were gonna talk about it earlier, but what did you get?
oh, I didn't get anything. I had fun. I was hanging out all day with Chris and Jordan. We were there early at Hot Comics to open up shop. No, it was just a fun day. I got to spend it watching everyone have fun, dig through boxes. But yeah, Jordan, it was fun. Me and Chris got to laugh a little bit because Jordan totally went into Rain Man mode, digging through X-Men books. It was like you guys read Amadeus Cho, and like he like throws math at people, like there's equations and shit. That was like Jordan sitting there calculating the over under on graded books and raw books. It was pretty amazing.
You should have filmed it.
It had to happen.
So,
It did happen. It was pretty good. There was enough people witnessing. It was myself. Oh, Jeff, and shout out to Jeff Mulick. We've mentioned him a couple times. And for good reason. He's actually moving books as well, and I'm sure he'll be able to reshare on the group page how to get a hold of him and what he has. He's got good stuff, a lot of Silver Age, but I'll definitely let him specify what he's moving. But no, my Friday was spent just hanging out with the guys, checking out shops. Yeah, it was a good time, and so thank you to everyone that came out to Hot Comics or wherever you showed up. Everyone,
it was fun.
The shops really planned for this, and it definitely helps them overall for the year, not just for the one day.
supporting small businesses too.
Exactly.
Supporting local shops, and that they see the money.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. Other than that, no, I didn't really get anything, but that's all right because I'll get
You
some
got
other stuff next
memories.
time. Oh yeah.
There you go. Let's be cute. You got memories.
Jordan gave me a side hug by accident. That's pretty special.
Jordan, you're a hugger?
He doesn't even remember it.
Only by
It was
accident.
special to me.
Only
Does
by
he remember it?
We may have been crossing in between some long boxes, but
Jericho's like, I just want to be touched right now.
Weird.
I didn't accidentally pin him behind some long boxes of X-Men, but it's cool.
That's
It was
nice.
cool.
We just got flagged on Facebook.
What?
I'm joking.
Okay.
Nora, what are you gonna show and tell?
Well, I'll show and tell the 2 toys I got for Kyle. Otherwise, a few other comics we got are under the tree already for you. So we don't have any like surprises in our household for Christmas. We already know what we got each other.
That you're
So
aware of.
we got these at Issues. So we got, the original Sinister here, who was like coming out of his box. So we got to take that off eventually. And then we got the new Bishop from X-Men 97. Ooh, there we go.
There it
Pretty
is.
sweet.
I mean, I don't know what you're going to do with this one, but it's a pretty big box. He's got some nice abs, too.
You just seems like you're talking about Bishop, don't you?
Does
No.
he look like
Yeah.
Method Man? Because
Yes.
Yeah.
he is.
Yes.
He will always be my fan cast.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The new toys aren't as cool as the old ones, though, but still cool.
well, Bishop's design is probably the best out of it.
Yeah.
But we ended up going to Issues, and we ended up going to Dreamhaven, because Nora's folks are not that far away from Dreamhaven. So, like, if you're gonna visit your family, we're visiting Dreamhaven.
Yeah. Half
but,
off comics.
Yeah, half off comics, and score some awesome horror comics that our friend Vincent was really proud of.
Yeah.
So, but we're all here today. We're about almost 25 minutes in, talking about Black Friday. But let's talk about why we're here today. We are here because this weekend, Sunday, December 3rd, we have the Uncanny MCE Mixer. So it's at Gambit Brewery. Find us on
Cool image.
Who created that image again?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think maybe he's in the chat. Maybe he's in this group. I don't know. But yeah, come by Sunday, December 3rd. Most of us will be there. Most of you see here is going to be there. Definitely Nora and I. Chris,
I'll
you're
be
going to
there
be there. You'll be there late. Paul, you planning?
I'll be rolling in. Yep.
Adam
Adam is not here, but Adam will be there.
Adam's going to be there. Jordan.
Yeah. Anybody else? TBD.
I'll be there.
Jordan will be there. I will be swinging through later. I work at the shop till about 5:30, so hopefully there by 6:30.
And then John looks like he'll be like, I'll be there.
I may or may not. It all depends upon the health of the family.
I do know they're giving away lots of goodies when you come in the door. So, right?
Free pizza.
Free pizza.
And we have buttons.
We're going to have buttons and what else?
Stickers.
Yeah.
stickers. We got all those goodies.
Oh, what's up, Brad? Brad's going.
Yes. Try and be there.
Yeah, Brad, you didn't win the giveaway, unfortunately.
Oh, Andy is gonna be
Andy
there.
Larson.
Andy's gonna be there.
And Eric
Eric.
Chan.
Matt be there.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
So it seems
Nice.
like the people who were at Uncanny is gonna be there mostly. And to be honest, those who didn't go to Uncanny Experience, this is gonna be a good taste of what to expect from that show. Too.
Oh, looks like Dennis is just reacting to his winning.
Is he
See what
crying?
He says. He
Probably.
said, "Oh my gosh, I am thrilled. Thank you so much." In all caps. Say, okay, I can't really do it justice actually.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that seems really excited.
I guess I could copy and paste what he said.
Nora responds, actually, we're going to rerun it. You're too
You didn't seem too excited that you won this book, so we're taking it back from you.
Who else wants to reenact it?
Hi, Sophie. I didn't see you in top of the chat.
Yeah, she was the first one to comment, and I think we scared her off as chickens.
Yeah, you were feeding them antibiotics or something.
Oh, I know.
Here we go.
I'm never gonna please everyone.
Okay, ready?
You gotta do this.
He said, "Say what? Oh my gosh, I am thrilled. Thank you so much." Is that good?
That's better. But I know I've heard you yell before. I know you can get louder than that.
Yeah, that's. I don't want to do
Brought to
that.
you
I
by
wanna skip it.
Golden Plump.
Thank you guys so much. You're welcome.
But yeah, we're gonna be mentioning that a few more times throughout the show about the Uncanny Mixer. We have what was it? Almost 100 people have said they're gonna be there, RSVP'd for it, which I was shocked to find out earlier.
It'll be nice and cozy, that's for sure.
Hopefully we look good. Thanks for saying that. I know sometimes I watch this on the TV while I'm working, and I'm like, God, I need to wear makeup. But that's not the only thing happening this weekend, though, too. Hey, Jericho.
Toyotathon?
Yeah, Toyotathon.
No, the opening. I think I know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
The opening of the Coon Rapids and they're now.
Yeah.
Would we get in trouble if we played my favorite retro Toyota commercial?
Probably.
I think it depends. That's like 5 to 7 seconds, maybe you can play of it. So.
I'll get creative editing for next week.
So
right.
Coming that way. But yeah, Nora, you talking about the
No, I just you talk about it.
No, you lead into it. You're the one that started talking about it.
Well, do you have like the graphic for it?
I do not have the graphic for it.
I can't remember the. Well, I know 2 people who are going to be there. So Coon Rapids is having a grand opening this weekend, Friday through
Who's
Sunday.
gonna be there?
Dave Wheeler, Jamie Coker, and I believe I can't remember the third person's name.
No, they're actually the creators that were invited out to help promote the event, correct? Not just
they were
being in attendance. So
well,
good on them.
It's also Jamie's first show since his injury.
Yes.
So he's been sidelined for a few months. This will be his first show back. He was just recently on another YouTube channel called Between the Lines. And he drew a very awesome Casey Jones, if you guys like TMNT.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Coon Rapids, Northern Out.
Is this their grand opening or sneak
grand
peek?
opening? So last week was a sneak peek. This is a grand opening. As giveaways are happening at Uncanny Mixer, they're also doing giveaways and door prizes at Northern Out too. So if you got time, stop in and say hi to the guys at Northern Out, Dave, Jamie, and Su Fung, I think his name is.
Oh
Su
yeah,
Fang?
I'm trying to find the name, but I cannot find it.
I only met Kyra. So shout out to Kyra, who was working at the Ingerberg Heights location when we were vending. So.
Yeah.
I also want to say it's not Ali Garza's real birthday today.
Wait, what?
I just looked over at Facebook.
Wait, are you breaking news, Chris? Breaking news here.
We were breaking news sound. Somebody make the noise. Jericho, make the noise. Make the chickens do it.
We gotta get the production crew
Rattle
on
their
that.
cages.
Yeah.
Don't fucking embarrass me now.
Are you guys? So I'm friends with Ali Garza and Alexander Garza, which is apparently his alter ego, which I mad respect. But you only get one birthday wish from me a year, and his alter ego used it.
I will give him credit though, because he came clean today because I'm also friends with him.
He did.
He announced to his Facebook friends that his real birthday is sometime in May or something. That was just his other
hold off to May.
persona.
It's irrelevant to me until a year from now.
So I respect his forthcomingness and his honesty. Or maybe he just had a guilty conscience. I don't know. But I saw a lot of happy birthday well wishings.
What if he was getting things and he had to be like, I gotta tell people.
So I'm gonna leave this guys up. I'm gonna leave this up to you guys. Should we talk about Nora's 5 picks upcoming, or should we just dive into the X-Men stuff?
Let's just do X-Men stuff.
Yeah, Nora's the boss.
Well, because I don't know how long I'll be here. I might have to dip out. So.
Nora's not even sticking around.
Well, you could just go first quickly, Nora, and then we could go into X-Men.
All right, I knew you were
I was
going
going to vote for Nora.
Okay, fine. I can't even.
Please.
Okay, here we go. You guys can chime in too. Please don't let me do this by myself. Okay.
Let's
We
all
got-
get quiet.
We got this cool. Okay, this book looks cool because I'm, getting the Christmas spirit. Everyone wants some Batman and Santa team up, right? It's a 4-issue miniseries. It looks super cute, super awesome. Probably really dark. Let's be real. So.
Well,
I
look
don't
at the
know if
very.
it's cute.
So we only have this cover, but the variant covers are
They look pretty dark.
sexy
Or-
and violent.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a mixture of covers. Let's say.
And I
Yeah.
can't remember, but I believe this one also had a Christmas card cover. So
Yep.
some of the DC titles at the moment are coming out with a variant that is you can cut
Yeah.
the cover off and fold it to make a Christmas
Yes, they've had those for a few titles already. Momo was telling us about those.
Mhm.
Okay, and then we got Birds of Prey. This series has been super good. The first 3. If you haven't read them, I'd highly recommend reading them. Even if you like Birds of Prey, even if you don't, it's been so fun. You got all these women kicking ass. Yeah, which is what I love. So then, so I'm not a big Thunderbolts person, but I do love me some Bucky Barnes. So just cover alone, I'm intrigued. I think you have what's her name too.
I love being trying to pronounce her name. This is awesome.
that woman Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character from the show.
Contessa.
Contessa de la Fontaine or whatever.
That's
She's gonna
good.
show up.
Go with it.
So we'll see how. I don't know if this is an ongoing or not, and I didn't do my research for Thunderbolts. I'm sorry,
It's
but
okay.
number 1, check it out. The Sacrificers has also been really good. Those first 4 issues. There's
Can you tell me what's really going on?
No.
not entirely. It's Rick Remender, so you have to kind of keep reading. But there is some, like, the people who are, up here in the world are feeding off of the people who aren't. It's kind of this, like, and then this girl who's on the magic carpet, she's trying to swoop in and, like, figure out what's going on.
You
Yeah,
just confuse so many people.
I know.
But that's
So,
how
yeah.
Rick Remender goes. It's a sort
That
of.
is
I've been enjoying it. The artwork is
so good.
Phenomenal.
So take
But
mushrooms and then read that one.
Or don't and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last one here. So I just caught up on all of 3 The Hunger and the Dusk issues from Issues Needed. I got those. And I love G. Willow Wilson. She's amazing. Christian Wildgoose's artwork is so good. So if you love kind of, I don't know, Lord of the Rings stuff, but not really Lord of the Rings, you got orcs, you got these other people coming together to figure out how to, combat these other creatures who aren't so nice. They're trying to figure out what's going on. It's really good. It's 12 issues total. So
Is that off of IDW?
yeah, IDW.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince Kyle to read it too.
Hey, I have such a backlog right now. I haven't even caught up on the X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Real.
I'll allow that excuse.
Priority.
but yeah,
The chickens agree.
the chickens agree.
They're training. There's There's a coup
Jericho's
assigned
hot
next weekend.
wings.
Dude,
Actually, the loser becomes. It's really unfortunate. But
Wow.
someone wins. I'm sorry if you don't eat meat.
so
I
let
don't
us
either.
know. If those are watching, if you read weekly books, are those 5 that Nora just named off? If you're reading any of them, are you looking forward to checking them out? I have to agree with Nora's sacrifices. Sacrifice if you don't know what's going on, but it's been one hell of a read so far.
Yeah.
So.
My wish is that someday somebody makes fan art with Jericho and chickens that watches our show.
It's possible.
I
might-
have a feeling we're gonna regret this.
So,
I'll never regret it.
dude, I know we all know creators. We can get a commission done.
This sounds like a 6-issue miniseries to me.
I'll even let J. Scott Campbell draw me anatomically like inaccurate. That's sort of my goal.
Oh
Where
my
you're
god.
like in the
I
chicken coop
I want
looking
to be
over your
so J.
shoulder.
Scott Campbell. Nora is upset about it.
I am because I hate him.
You know what? You always ask, "Where's her guts and innards?" I don't care.
He like rolls up and he's like,
Give
"Let
me
me
the, give me the
like
doe
French
eyes and the button nose. Pay you $6 every time.
He's not lying. It is just out of the cover.
Yeah, that's fine. Everyone has their thing. I'm not judging.
Here's what would you do? Can we do like a Scotty Young cover for?
I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sally Young, yep.
that'd be
Was
pretty
she talking
perfect.
to the chickens?
Just having a conversation.
Chickens
I don't
flying
know how
around
I
them.
do seeing my likeness in a Scotty Young version.
Well, it all depends which version too.
That's true. I don't know. This isn't worth discussing.
It's been a good discussion. It's been a
Drink.
good discussion.
The other members of the panel disagree.
I don't
Continue
know.
this discussion. All right, so
I do enjoy those 5 books. And so stop out to your local comic book shops or wherever you get fine paper products and stories with art.
I was gonna say continue with that, right? All right, so X-Men. I am pretty sure all of us here are X-Men fans.
Except I don't know.
I like
where
him a little
Dean
bit.
went.
Well, Dean, he's having some audio issues.
Okay.
He commented earlier.
Okay.
He's having some audio issues. Connection was losing.
Nice of Dean to stop in though.
Yeah.
Good to
Thank
hear
you,
from
Dean.
him.
Very nice.
Appreciate you.
He did say he's a huge X-Men fan, and before he came on, he was talking about different level of X-Men and mutants and Omega and all that. So I thought Jericho and Dean were gonna have a very solid, disagreement and argument about that. But,
Nothing solid about that. There's just right and wrong. No, I'm kidding.
One day,
right?
one day, Kyle.
So,
I'm kidding, Dean.
all right, but very softball question to open this up here about X-Men. What was your introduction to the X-Men? I'm gonna go with Chris and just kind of wrap us around, finish up with Nora.
Animated series.
Hey, how about start at the end? Start with Nora. Can we start with Nora?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle, I think it was Kyle got me to watch the movies, right?
I get blamed all the time.
Yeah.
Does it
Well,
have
so
a happy
X-Men,
ending?
No,
the original X-Men movies were my gateway into like the X-Men comics because I started reading X-Men as a team comic and the original Perez Wonder Woman. But the X-Men books, like I don't know, I read like Dark Phoenix, I read some of the old stuff and then some of the newer stuff for the time.
What was the first X-Men story you liked?
wasn't it Dark Phoenix?
That and like
Yeah,
Days
Nora.
of Future Past. Days of Future Past.
All right.
Dark Phoenix Saga. I still I know Neil was trying to get me to read like Inferno. He's trying to get me to read like the Ashes. What is it? Something with Ashes. Come on, Jericho.
My floor mats?
No, related to X-Men.
Oh, sorry.
The Fall from
I
Ashes, I
think it
believe.
could be From the Ashes.
From the Ashes.
From the Ashes.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll be corrected in the chat.
Yeah, like the Inferno stuff. I got to go back and read the old stuff and compare it to the new stuff. But then, cycling into the newer X-Men, I started to read, House of X, Powers of X, or 10, or however you want to say it. the Ten of Swords, X of Swords, the new stuff going on, all that stuff right now. I just have, Hickman Gap that I got to go back and read because we fell off of that originally. But yeah, I mean, I love the X-Men. I love, the mutants and what they symbolize, and we're all mutants, right? So we can all kind of sympathize with that stuff, and I think that's cool. It's important to be noticed.
So
Yeah.
Nora was the
Here, here.
movies into comics.
Yeah, the movies into the comics, and then the animated series. Yeah,
But you have not finished.
I know. I didn't grow up as a kid watching that. I'm sorry.
Well, what the heck?
I know.
Now it's like gone. Good night. Bye.
Did you feel that the movies, since they were your first introduction, did you feel that how did they compare to you after reading those original titles or those original works?
Yeah, that's a good question. I like the movies.
I'm not trying to stump you.
No, I'm trying to think like which of the movies I like the best, like the Fox movies. It's been forever since I've watched them too, Kyle. It's been like 7 years.
It
It's
could
been like
be
7
anything
months for me.
or
Yeah.
X2.
The Quicksilver scene is one of my favorites.
Oh,
Jeff
you go.
was like, come on, pick something better.
I don't know. I waited 30 years to watch Nightcrawler bamf through the White House.
White
That's
House,
true.
yeah.
That's so
But,
true. Well, and since I didn't have that like waiting for stuff, I didn't have that
I know.
experience.
She was
Sorry.
sheltered.
I was cheated by time.
Cheated by time.
Well,
Yeah.
Jericho.
Oh.
What was your introduction? I know you're. I don't want to say it this way, but you're the more seasoned X-Men fan here.
No,
Most
I like
senior
X-Men.
X-Men fan.
Seasoned.
Oh,
Yeah.
seasoned or senior?
Not senior, seasoned.
Wow.
that's all right. I'll take it. No,
I think
yeah,
either one works. Either one
Yeah.
can
Is it
apply.
the same way you seasoned a cast iron?
I don't believe so.
in a way.
No.
Less
Sorry.
fire. No,
Fire.
how did I get into the X-Men? I remember seeing X-Men on the shelf because my first comics I was buying was G.I. Joe. So I was buying the toys, I was buying G.I. Joe. So all those mid to late 80s comics that came out, I remember seeing, but I had to have Special Missions 21 because Longshot was in it or something silly. But now I guess those Special Missions aren't too bad. But I remember seeing the Inferno series, right? It's hard to forget Sinister and Maddie and the demons and all that stuff. It was fun stuff. And then shortly after, I was like, I'm going to check out the X-Men stuff. And then Amazing Spider-Man, I think it was 341, had Magneto fighting Spidey. And I was like, all right, so I need to check out some of this X-Men stuff. And then by the time I started reading it, it was early on, right before Extinction Agenda. So when Jim Lee was drawn, right? And that was it. At that time, I was in for the art. I loved the artwork. I wasn't fully reading all the stories, but that art was different than everything else that I was watching or seeing and reading growing up. I grew up with Doctor Strange, Conan the Barbarian, King Conan, and these are my cousin's books. We'd go check out Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, and some of it was good stuff. But I didn't connect with it, and maybe it was because I was young. So that early 90s, late 80s stuff. And then honestly, I was one of the few people that didn't watch any of the shows. I was just not into the shows at the time. I know that's a big part of it, especially nowadays, because they are what they are and they're amazing. So, but that's how I got in the X-Men. And I don't know. I like the stories. I don't know. I felt they were more relatable in the sense of, I don't know. They had something. They were trying to do something. They're
The message and seeing.
the message, without being preachy about it here or in the comic. I enjoyed those stories and the characters. Like, there were so many of them, even at that time, where, like, to be honest, everyone asks what's your. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna ask that favorite X-Men.
It's gonna come up. It's gonna come up.
All right, I won't go there yet. But no, Inferno, Mark Silvestri's artwork. I think Jim Lee gets a lot of recognition for that time period, but I think I mean, if you look at that's a Silvestri, the Wolverine in the corner there.
Yeah, a lot of good
A lot of his
Silvestri.
yes, and it was gorgeous stuff. And he was also doing Wolverine at the time. So
Yeah.
no, that's what drew me in was, these stories, but also the way the artwork and the characters sort of came alive. So yeah, loving it since for the most part.
Hey, you were the one that got Nora and I reading X-Men. You got us back into it. So
Well, we'll get to that, but
Yeah.
there's something to be said when a good writer can come onto a project and try to make sense of something, and even if the X-Men is a mess, and so trying to make sense of it and try to get it in other people's hands who have what are we doing here? It was tricky, but the story is really good, so I enjoy it.
all right. So
Jared, let me ask Jericho, what do you think of when the movie came out in '97? Do you remember when that came out?
Yeah. I still to this day remember when Wizard was doing fantasy casts, right? And I always loved that part just to see who they'd be picking. And I always knew, I knew who Dougray Scott was, who was the bad guy in Mission Impossible 2. He was supposed to be Wolverine, but because of shooting conflicts, he couldn't do it, right? And so that's how Hugh got the gig.
Wow,
right?
I didn't know that.
Right, so I remember hearing that's who was going to play it, and I was like, all right. So he sort of looked the part, and if you look at the guy, he looks definitely rougher, less cleaned up. But back to the fantasy cast. For any of you old metalheads, my personal fantasy cast for Wolverine is Glenn Danzig from the band Danzig.
Mother.
He's short, super hairy, built like a spark plug. You don't even have to give the guy lines. Just let him grunt and run around with claws. I thought it would have been perfect. But we missed that opportunity because he's somewhere living it up. But anyways, I'm sorry.
But did you like the movie though when it dropped though?
Here's the thing. It's one of those things where I had to admit that it wasn't the greatest that they could give me, but it was what I got. Right. And so I could be overly critical and tear it apart, but I waited so long to get a decent X-Men thing on screen that I was happy for it. And
Yeah,
people
they did
forget
have certain limitations.
Yeah, and people forget too that it was Fox, right? Not Marvel, because this was the whole I remember when Marvel had to sell the properties and they're like, well, at least now we're gonna get movies, right? And so that was a thing. And then people forget too, Anna Paquin fucking just won an Oscar, right, for the piano, and this girl's gonna go play the Rogue. I don't know. I figured it was gonna be really good. No, but I still liked it. The scenes were what they were, the whole Storm and her quotes and whatnot. But I thought it captured the energy. When you see Wolverine in the cage match, when you first see him, that's pretty cool, And then you got to see the first pictures of the mansion and the school. And the fun part then was before a lot of the internet, we were all just who's that character? Who's that character? Who's that character? Right? You pause the fucking VHS just so you can try to spot who was who, right?
Yeah.
And so I mean, just a little bit of nerdery from back in the day, but we still enjoyed it for those same reasons, but how we had to make it happen was completely different. So it was a lot of fun. But X2 I thought was a lot better. I try not to talk about X3. I don't like First Class. I liked Logan a lot. I didn't watch New Mutants. I should, but I have to live with myself, so I'm not going to. But yeah,
we could have a New Mutants viewing party at my house, Jericho.
Yeah, Anna Taylor-Joy is actually good at magic.
Everyone says that.
So
she could be better. I love Anya Taylor-Joy, but
But you'd pay $7 to watch a garbage bag and fishnets say those same lines, Kyle.
Yeah.
Honestly, it could have been a lot better with her as Magic.
I'm kidding. She's a talented actress. Very easy to look at, but I don't know. The story seemed so disjointed that I don't know.
I think it was also bad. New Mutants came out at such a bad time with the whole Fox and Disney merger, no one really cared about it.
Yeah, it didn't get the light of day.
I feel bad.
Come on, get some like
I don't know.
Warlock.
Jordan, you got something?
Jordan, what were you gonna say?
I'm just saying I cared.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't.
like the. I actually like the movie. It's one of those like enjoyable movies that you just have on in the background. Sometimes I've watched it more than Nora, and I thought Nora liked it more than me. Just to be
Alright.
honest.
What's your favorite part of that movie?
The fishnets.
Demon Bear. Oh wait, what? No. No, it's not
Oh,
bad. Yeah,
Oh,
it
Dave,
was.
The Mutants was
Dave
great.
Richardson.
Yeah.
So I want to say
Black
shout out
King.
to Dave.
Black
If you don't know who
King, yeah.
Dave Richardson is, he goes by Blaze, and before that he goes by the Czar. He's a former. Well, I don't want to say it. We've been in comics since the mid '90s.
He's a
He's
seasoned
def-
X-Men fan.
He is. He is. Yeah. Dave's a good guy. I'm happy to have you, Dave. One day we'll have him on.
I think
Let's
Newton's
continue.
was- yeah, sorry.
Let's
Yeah.
continue on our adventure of introductions here. John, what was your introduction to the X-Men?
Oh man, that was probably like late '80s, early '90s. Seeing them on the shelf. But then, like, of course, like when the movies came out, I think that's when I started to get into them a little bit more. But back to Jericho, some of those movies were pretty brutal. But again, I mean, at least back and like I asked them back in '97. I mean, we didn't get much of that. So when it first came on the screen, we were like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!" You
We'll
kind of
take it.
dealt with whatever you got, But
Yeah.
and of course, Halle Berry, she was pretty nice to look at as Storm, but
Yeah.
even though she wasn't, the greatest, but I mean, again, you took what you got, So, but yeah, I remember being, like I said, as a kid, late '80s, early '90s, seeing those on the shelf. So,
Yeah.
Jericho hugs, bro.
That's Dave.
Here's a little secret. So when I first started at my first comic shop, Clerks was in the theaters, and it wasn't like a regular theater. You had to go to like some weird backwoods theater
So,
downtown.
Was that 1994?
Yeah,
It
right
was
around there.
94, 95.
Yeah.
94.
Yeah.
Yeah, 94.
Right over there. Because a few
Like,
years
thanks
later,
for aging me.
they taped
Thanks.
Mallrats.
I was
They did
I was one.
at Eden Prairie Center before they fucking renovated that thing. But no, Dave Richardson, he told me to go watch Clerks and then come back to work the next day because then I'd have an idea of what we did at Shinder's.
I can see that. Yeah.
Which
And-
Shinders was
Training
that at,
video.
Jericho?
I can't say. I usually don't talk about my Shinder's days. I was a young, naive kid and impressionable.
Lawyers not get involved,
Yeah.
That's true.
Chickens.
Following the circus.
Chicken.
No,
That's where the first
um,
time he ran
yeah.
into chickens.
no,
And
no
not the
chickens.
last.
No chickens. But no, it was the 90s were fun to be just sort of around town. Like we had a lot of comic and collectible stuff, and the internet changed that in a sense. I mean the market itself is another conversation. But no, it was fun growing up during that time, having just actually hanging out at shops, right? Like instead of people just always on the go. And it was a place that you knew you could. Honestly, I think about it, and it's like what we've created here at the MCE. You don't have to. You can come here for what you used to go to the shop for, and
Welcome to
I think
1990.
that's pretty cool. And picks of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave likes to tell a story about picks of the month. We had a bet that we could sell anything if we just gave it a pick of the month
Hey.
background.
You guys are
So-
aspiring. You guys have aspired one of the upcoming episodes to be the Minnesota comic shop scene.
Oh,
like back
there
in
you
the
go.
day.
There you go.
John,
Yeah, but anyways,
are you done with your introduction?
Yeah, I
or
mean,
more?
we don't got much left. I want Jordan to be able to answer, and Chris and Paul too.
Jordan, yeah, what was your introduction
Yeah.
to the X-Men?
I'll go ahead. So similar to Jericho, we followed a similar comic path. G.I. Joe was the first thing I collected. That was kind of my gateway into comics, and probably a little bit before Extinction Agenda, got into
Yo-Joe.
X-Men. I remember getting that Portatio run mailed to my house. I'm still shocked those books are in decent condition. And a lot of X-Men after that. And now that I've gotten back into collecting in the last few years, really one of my first priorities was getting all the X-Men that I wanted. I remember seeing wall books, couldn't have them, too expensive. Got that all taken care of, and a lot of my comic buying has been X-Men since I returned to the hobby.
Mhm.
So if you're wondering where all the decent X-Men books are, Jordan beat you.
We're on
Not
the wall
me.
behind Jordan right now.
Not me.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Prior to this-
X-Men books out there, though. Just
I'll
keep
share-
looking, keep
Jericho
hunting.
bought them off the shelf. Jordan's buying them now.
We both did, but we're just sort of putting them back together. It's just sort of crazy
Mhm.
because there are a lot of people into X-Men now. You don't have to be ashamed. We can
And I
come
want
out.
to give Andy Larson and New Mutants a shout out. That was the
Mhm.
second series
Hell yeah.
I collected.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Paul, what was your introduction to the X-Men?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I was a heavy Batman, and then like I'd like dabble in some Superman. But when I went to the library a lot as a kid, and Scott County Library in Savage had a book that was like a history of the Marvel Universe. And it was big and it was tall and it was full of colors. So I grabbed that thing and I like kept renewing it and like read it through a whole bunch of times. And of course, like they had all the Marvel stuff that you could imagine there. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, all that good stuff. But there was a lot devoted to the X-Men. And there was a certain guy in there, Wolverine in the old school blue and yellow, and it looked really cool. And then I was like, I needed to get one of these toys, so I go to Toys R Us, and for the life of me, could not find one that had that same color. And and like by that time, the new, the X-Men Fox movie had just come out, so I had the Hugh Jackman, 6-inch toy that you had like the movable waist, so you could swing his claws around. And yeah, that was my intro.
Nice.
David here says he's going back to recording music. But take care. Let me know when the next live stream is next week. I love X-Men 94 to 254 ish. Just to comment on the topic, New Mutants' first appearance really brought me in.
Just to connect to that, I mentioned in some other conversations, getting like an intro for a thing. Dave has been doing podcasts for a long time, and he has some just stock audio that he'd be willing to contribute if we were interested. So thank you, Dave, for that offer.
Thank you, David. And the one thing I have actually realized about this community is that there's a lot of people who like to do podcasting about comic books too in Minnesota, which I never realized until we started doing the show. So, Chris, you mentioned the animated series got you in, right?
Yes.
Did that get you in reading comic books after that too?
Probably Batman animated series did that, but which is the best animated there is? Sorry.
I don't think there's any disagreement here.
But yeah, when did that happen? 94, Jericho? Is that when X-Men animated?
92.
92. But yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I definitely would have been into it then because I would have been 5. So
that's how they get you.
Get them young.
Right, David.
What do we got here? Yep, I had a lot of music. Hey, good night,
Cool,
brother.
David.
Thank you, sir. The czar, everyone.
Yeah. Chris, you got more to add to that, or?
No, I'm good.
I'm shocked that Nora, you're on mute. I heard you try to talk in the other room, but you're on mute.
What about you?
No, that's what I was gonna get at. I think I'm the only one here that's gonna say video games got me into X-Men.
Which one? Tell me,
X-Men.
Ultimate Alliance 2?
X-Men Legends.
X-Men Legends?
Yeah, it better
One or
be
two?
Legends or I'm
1 or 2?
canceling this right now.
It was 1. I was 12 when it came out, and I had 1 and 2, and I remember playing those religiously. I also remember sucking at them though. Like I was really bad. But it was my
Has that
introduction to
changed?
Nora's like, this guy plays video games way too much now. I was playing Crash Bandicoot before he came out. Okay.
Fair enough.
But X-Men Legends was actually my introduction to Deadpool because he was in X-Men Legends too, I believe. So that and Deadpool, when that movie came out, it was like an awakening for mutant love for me. And well, I think that was 2016. And so
Even though he's
Nora,
technically a mutate.
yeah, but he's a part of the mutants now, and
Yes, yes.
Nora's Miss Marvel is considered a mutant now too in the comics. So these characters kind of can become in that team, and so Jordan, as you can appreciate this, that Deadpool and Rob Liefeld is my introduction to getting into X-Men. I am not a Liefeld fan, but he was the gateway into becoming a mutant fan. So
Sounds like you should have a special place in your heart, Kyle.
Well, we did make it 1 hour and 26 seconds till Layfield got brought up. So I'm proud of all of us.
It's a new record.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess now, like I said, we're an hour in already. I have 2 more questions. I'm gonna let Nora ask hers before she decides to pass out and become a zombie on us.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She has a funny and unique question to ask people.
Not really funny, I would say.
Chris, you're close. So
what did he say?
Cat food and glue, just like Charlie.
All right, go on.
So I'm so confused. So like, who would you want to bring? I'm trying to think how many people. I don't know if there's a limit. You can make it a limit. Who would you want to invite to what mutants would you invite to your dinner party?
Dinner party?
Like, just like if you wanted to sit down and talk to any mutants.
The idea.
I know it's all fictional, but
no, this is okay. I just want to make sure
I get this idea from this. I used to listen to them a lot more when I was even more obsessed with Star Wars than I am now. I'm sorry. And this podcast about Star Wars, they always ask their guests, like, okay, who do you want to bring to your dinner party?
How fancy a dinner party is this?
It's not necessarily, you can do whatever you want, right? Hellfire Gala, or just like, do you want to pick their brain? What do you want to talk to them about?
Logan, because we'll just like eat and then
so,
chill. We don't have to talk, really.
Should we say at least 5, no more than 5 people? Or is that too many? I don't know.
Jeez.
Just say any. Just say any.
Okay, fine. Any you want to talk to.
Just not
Can Halle Berry come as Storm?
She can if you make it.
Really want. But yeah, just go around the horn. Who wants to start?
Well, Chris
Paul.
Logan. So.
Logan, and that's it.
I'll start with this one. It's pretty specific, but yeah, Wolverine Logan to the Mystic Lake Casino buffet in the 90s. So you could smoke a cigar while you hang out and eat.
Well, you could have done that like up until about like 8 years ago.
Dude, you just made
like
you
it was
just made
more
this year's
flagrant.
Christmas card list. Good job.
Christmas card list.
Yeah.
A Christmas card. That's a good one.
That's before they had like CFM standards for sucking the air out.
Right, exactly. Like half your meal intake is actually just secondhand smoke.
I'm gonna have to ask people this question also at the Unmixer.
Well, I thought that's how this question came about because we were talking about the mixer. I thought that was how this question came about. I didn't know it tied into the Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, I don't tell you everything. Just kidding. Also, to throw it back to the Mixer on Sunday, I did look on the Facebook group with the invite, and they are going to be giving away a 9.0 slab. So definitely show up. Okay, that's my plug. Continue. Who would you invite?
So it's around the horn.
Which slab is that, Nora?
I don't know. It's on their invite. It's on the group.
Slab tease.
It's a 9.0. They just teased it.
Oh, who we got? Hey, Tracy.
Tracy, late to comment. There was a Spider-Man cartoon in the 80s. I believe Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends was the cartoon.
Yes.
With Iceman and Firestorm, and that had the X-Men from time to time.
Firestar.
All right.
That's the one.
Firestar, yeah.
That's the one. It's all right.
That's how I got hooked on the X-Men.
Nice.
Hope you're doing well, Tracy.
I hope you're doing well, yeah. Nora, have you ever seen Spider-Man's Amazing Friends? No,
Wait,
I-
maybe
I-
a little
Disney
bit.
Plus.
it's on
Yeah.
Disney Plus. Like I've
Yeah.
had it on in the background while working
Okay,
before.
yeah, you've had it on.
You asked me what
you-
the hell is this?
Yeah. If you
So-
see the meme, you've seen it. They're cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna try to make
The
a
pointing?
human sit through it.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
that's a different
no.
one.
Okay.
Similar
that
animation,
that
though.
was the one beforehand because it was Spider-Man and then Spider-Man
Yeah.
Amazing Friends.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, who wants to go next? Who wants to save? Well, I don't even know what mine are.
Jordan.
Well,
Jordan?
Jordan, yeah.
Go.
All
Go
right.
with my guy
Cable.
Cable here. If I can get him on the screen.
Ooh, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
That's a good one. I can't pick Cable now.
Dang, I know. But why? Why cable? So you can
I
time
don't really
travel?
expect any kind of stimulating conversation. Just
Yeah, but
hang
you
out,
could like go
tell me
with
about
him.
the future.
Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate his militaristic stylings, shiny arms, shiny eye.
Would you just be looking at his shiny arms the entire time?
Maybe
Bring
we'll see
Colossus
where it
too,
goes.
Shiny arms everywhere.
The flex off?
Mhm.
Well,
Do some time
Alright.
travel.
Yeah.
It'll be
you
fun.
I mean, it could be a good conversation about time travel.
hmm Sure, he's got interesting stuff to say.
All right,
I
alright.
could ask him a bunch of stuff.
Now,
No.
John, you mentioned Halle Berry as Storm. Is that really your answer for that? And if so, what's the plan?
Why is that a bad answer?
It's not a bad
it's
So
not
answer.
John.
you're going
John-
to the dinner party, right?
It
Yeah,
is
you're
not a
going
bad
to dinner
answer,
party.
John.
Why not?
Is she
I
Storm
mean,
or
this
she
is
Catwoman?
fictional, right? It's fantasy.
Yeah.
Don't back down, dude.
Like, just let me have.
Yes, you can have this, John.
Yeah. If it was Star Wars, it'd be Leia, like back in the day, Slave Leia. Hell yeah.
I see
Well,
a theme
Indentured
here.
servant. Indentured
And maybe a
servant.
T-shirt.
Yeah. All right, so John, I'm gonna buy you a Halle Berry Storm action figure. Then don't tell the
Don't
wife
tell the
about it. I have a real story about a Halle Berry Catwoman doll that I don't want to talk about. Jericho, is it Emma Stone or Emma Frost?
Emma Stone.
Okay, so-
I that was the easy go to, but I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go with Emma first. I would actually go with Storm, but I'd like to talk to her about stuff. I don't know, someone with that much power, like real power. I'd just like to pick their brain a little bit. And on the opposite end of that, as much as I dislike them, I would love to just hear what Mr. Sinister has to say. Right? Like,
Mhm,
Like if he's
That
got
dude's-
jokes or what?
he's got
Oh, you got
jokes.
jokes, fella?
mhm.
He's got jokes. He's got capes. He's got all that, all the things. But also too, I think, like to see from his perspective, like I imagine him justifying all of it, just being a horrible monster. And then
He's
of
made
course,
big
Emma.
sacrifices.
Well, I'm sure he'll tell you that, right? I'm
Mhm.
sure he'd say that. And then to round it out, Emma would be there. Like I don't know how you could ask me who comes to the dinner party and Emma not show up.
Mhm.
And it would be Elizabeth Hurley, Emma Frost.
That's kind of the whole time. I'm like, when John's talking about Halle Berry, I'm like, Elizabeth Hurley. I know this is gonna come from Jericho.
But see, the kicker is if Emma shows up to my dinner party, there's going to be 5 versions of Kate Beckinsale as the Cuckoos. So that's how we balance this out.
So this is a whole fantasy in your head right now.
No, it's not even a fantasy. It was a response to your
It's
question.
real.
Don't muck this up for us.
Don't
All
mess
right.
up
There's
the
nothing.
fantasy.
There's nothing but class in my response,
Getting a little-
sir.
He's getting a little sleep crazy over here with his chickens over there.
Chickens are quiet. They're doing good. But
All
yeah,
right,
that's my
that's-
3: Storm, Mr. Sinister, and Emma Frost.
Okay,
That's a
Kyle,
good deal.
before I leave, what are yours?
Well, you haven't answered the question either. Though.
I'm not answering the question. I'm asking the question.
Well, Jericho,
don't know.
You did steer mine. I was gonna go with Mr. Sinister
Aha!
because this is the conversation piece the whole
Only
time.
Sinister?
And then fun and enjoyment, I would want Logan and Deadpool. Just
Okay.
to have that banter.
Okay.
So I come from an Italian family. All we do is talk and we eat. So that's probably why I want the conversation pieces.
It's cool.
I'm gonna say for me, Professor X and Magneto. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ones just to
I like
see how they
Magneto.
are in the room
Magneto.
together. You
X
know.
and
like
Magneto came to dinner.
Yeah. And then
That's actually
maybe
good.
Emma, maybe Kitty Pryde, maybe. Okay, I'll just keep going.
And then,
I think Kitty Pryde is a great answer. I think
Yeah.
her as a character is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sorry, Kyle.
So this
Oh
kind of
yeah,
ties.
you had that cover for me, right? From a long time ago.
I know. I've recanted it now.
He's like, no, you don't get it. John doesn't get the other one. Whoever doesn't get the other one.
No, John gets his.
Oh, okay. You remember?
Don't mess with mine.
Oh, he's like, not my Doom cover.
No.
You
Ooh,
don't get
Nora
that Doom
remembers.
Nora remembers everything. Just to give you guys a heads up. So I guess this kind of ties in though, because that question can tie into your favorite mutant though too.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah, no, I
that's
can't.
too hard.
Yeah. Oh,
But it's a
Tracy's
good
got
question.
one.
It's a good
She's got
question.
Cyclops
we
and
got?
Gambit tie. Those are good ones.
I will go with Gambit. I
Gambit.
was
Yeah.
gonna say
Gambit's
Gambit
good.
would have been my fourth.
Well,
Yeah.
Lennar playing Rogue, not Rogue. Rogue would be nice too though. From the X-Men anime series.
I like Gambit stories. Like, to be honest with you, like, I love Wolverine's Wolverine. We get it. But for me, Gambit was the fucking coolest dude ever. Like, every character I drew was a version of Gambit with a trench coat and fucking weird hair. Yeah. I hate to say it, but I think I smoked because of Gambit.
Bad influence.
Just blame it
It's
on him.
fucking horrible. That and the Man with No Name Clint Eastwood series. Those were pretty much it. But yeah, Gambit's a badass, man. I love Gambit. Not Channing Tatum.
No.
Anyone. You know what? Get the French guy from the Ocean's 11 movies. Get him to play that. He's
Oh,
married to
okay.
that.
What
Right?
about the Frenchie guy in The Boys? He
No.
plays the
Oh,
Frenchie
Frenchie?
character.
I think he's a little too small for her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No one said Nightcrawler. That would be cool.
How do you hang out with a blue guy? I don't know. That's weird.
You guys
Go
are-
to the Blue Man group.
No one said Doom. Like Doom technically could count, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta
There's a
take
lot of
off and get
people.
ready for tomorrow, guys. So I'll talk to you later.
I gotta
Okay.
take off, you guys.
Hey, Chris.
Bye.
See ya.
Peace out,
Peace.
fearless leader.
I don't know what's happening tomorrow, but
Oh,
No.
so yeah, this is the first time that we've gone this long that people that drop out.
I know I'm gonna have to go too.
It's all right.
So
Don't
I
miss
guess-
me too much.
Is there anyone out there that wants to join?
Oh yeah.
well, we have three people watching at the moment. So
They can also be part of the convo if they wish. Hit up
Yeah.
Kyle. Let us know.
yeah, we'll probably
Yeah.
be here for another few more minutes, right? I mean, since it's just 3 of us and 4 of us, favorite mutant?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you got?
Or can we do team? Can we
Yeah, you
just
do
put
team.
together a team? Right? Doesn't
wanna
matter
do-
how many. Doesn't matter. You don't gotta fill roles. Just tell me who you want to throw on a team in a book that you would read or watch.
Well, I know Joe's
I-
North Table.
I
Go.
would enjoy like a father-son series with Wolverine and Daken.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Would it be like
I'm
a
gonna go with
traveling thing?
the Savage Land X-Men from the Jim Lee run.
hmm
Nice.
I love that part.
Nice. What was the question, Kyle?
Team, you're the one that asked the question.
Oh. Oh yeah. Sorry. Tito's. Oh, who? We got Tracy.
Have a good
again.
night, Tracy.
All right, Tracy. You have a good night. Take care of yourself. Do we have a team? Oh,
you have a
you said
team.
Savage Land team. So
Yeah.
who does that comprise of? Are you talking about Kazar, Rogue, and Magneto? And with Sauron flying around? Or
Isn't it also
are you ta-
Wolverine too?
Oh, I forget Wolverine was there. Yeah, Savage Ryan Wolverine is there. Okay. No, how about if you picked your own team? How about that? That's
I
more
mean,
fun.
Paul kind of. I mean, what Paul's idea would be a fun book because I feel like we haven't really gotten that.
Yeah, I like that. And I don't think
Like
they've
a
explored that relationship. So they
like
can
a
come.
like a buddy cop traveling the countryside kind of movie.
Exactly. It would make for good action and also good interpersonal dialogue stuff.
Hmm.
You ever
Give it-
you ever see that one movie where there was a family of thieves? It was like a grandpa with Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, and some kid. And it was like these guys that are just trying to all connect generationally. And the grandpa was a
Yeah.
thief, right? And I could just imagine Wolverine taking Doc. I mean, it's fucking Wolverine. What story do you have that's better than his, right? But you're his kid, right? And you're paired up with him for a while. And I like that idea because like I don't know if Dokken has really gotten enough credit as a character. He's just
Not
always
recently.
literally been in the shadow of his
Yeah.
dad. Yeah, I like that.
I think they made a movie about that with Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson.
I think that would be great because I think is that Stepdads too?
Yeah.
Stepdads, yeah.
Stepdads
I think that
too.
was great. Well, I thought that energy, right? Because like it's a play off the whole like Will Ferrell's relationship with John Lithgow, right? This emotional connective relationship with two men, right? Their father-son relationship, and then you have Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg. I think that's fucking genius. Fucking pay this man a check, make this movie happen.
Jericho, what's your team though?
Oh man. Okay. There's a lot because I've thought about this a lot and I've written a lot of napkin teams out over the years.
Do you have one of the napkin teams on you?
Oh no, but I am in the space where I build many napkin teams. I'll start off with I really like Sink or Cinch, however you want to pronounce his name, and old Laura Kinney, who's going by the name of Talon. I like their combo leading the team. I also like Monet, who, even though she's always tied to X Corp and stupid stuff, I like the idea of her, and I think her snooty personality is sort of like a different version of Emma Frost. And I like her. I really like Armor. I think Armor is an underutilized,
Underrated.
misutilized character. Totally. I think in a world where you can make Armor and her armor do anything, why the fuck do you make her look like the Michelin Man? Right? You can make her a goddamn Guyver suit, right? A normal sized Guyver suit. You can make her as big as a Sentinel or a Kaiju, right? Does she have to take her ancestral energy and make a suit? Can't she make a weapon? Like, imagine this little Japanese girl running around with a fucking battle axe of her ancestors. Like, that is so much cooler than the goddamn Michelin Man freaking turtling the remaining mutants. You know, like, god damn it, make her cool. So I am very excited for the upcoming Ultimate X-Men that will be coming out. So that's two. I also like Manifold because that motherfucker's broken. He talks to the universe. We all lose, right? That guy's awesome. And then who's left? Emma Frost. It's really hard not to put Emma and Storm on the team. But those are my four. I'm gonna go with those guys for now. I really like them.
I'm surprised you didn't say Rasputin because I know we've been talking about her a lot recently.
I feel like Rasputin again is broken, right? I think she's awesome, and you've given me everything I wanted in an X character, but it's so much I'm just waiting to be disappointed. But she is awesome, and I think the fact they brought her into the current verse, that's huge. In a sense, wait, they're gonna have her in stories. So
when you mentioned team, right?
Mhm.
The first thing that came to mind was Exterminators, the one that just came out.
Oh
Boom
god,
Boom.
with Boom Boom.
Boom Boom. That book was so funny and so fun.
If for all the people that were moaning and groaning about how X books weren't fun, exciting, and just fighting, go read Exterminators. It is such a great book. And if you tell me you didn't like it just because it was 5 girls beating people up, beating vampires up, fine. That's cool. But like, I thought it was really good. It was a lot of fun, and it was definitely a breath of fresh air from the normal tone that's been coming out of Cracone Age.
And the team was really good, and that's I kind of made it obvious earlier that I do like the fact that Miss Marvel is now a mutant, and it's current. So if I could have Miss Marvel, Rasputin, Boom Boom, and Jubilee, and have the Exterminators like that.
I like that. But I also want to just mention, since we're talking about X-Men, I think it's important to note that the MCU's choice to make Kamala Khan a mutant in the show and within the MCU, and then conversely adjust it in the comics after the movie, like that's different, right? Like they've never done that. So now that Kevin Feige's in charge of Marvel Comics and Perlmutter is out, who was the prior president, or Ike, who really, even though he let the writers and creators do their thing, there was definitely a final say on his table. And so now with Kevin Feige, if all of us have been wondering why isn't there a more streamlined vision and storytelling within the characters, I think we're going to start to see that. And I think Miss Marvel is an example of that alignment.
Yeah,
well,
so
yeah.
And I know we're coming up on an hour and a half here, but that brings up an intriguing question. Sorry. Do you think that would help out comic sales? Do you think that would get people more invested in comics and it ties in?
Let Jordan answer first. And Paul.
I mean, I don't think it could hurt because you can cross promote between both mediums.
Yeah.
Paul?
That's my answer.
To that point, I think it would be really cool if there was an obvious marketed tie-in and connection between the canon of what's going on in both streams. That would,
I agree. That makes sense.
And especially for us, like we're, people in this group are invested in seeing comics succeed. And personally, I think that would probably do more to help prop up comic sales, which I'm all in support of.
Yeah. Just to piggyback on what you both have said, I totally agree. I think it's a missed opportunity to have so many eyes, interest, and pocketbooks open to these characters and their stories, and then to not align all the avenues in which these characters hit the market, right? And it's not so much about making them the dollar, which we all understand is their bottom line, but as a fan, like, why wouldn't you streamline and simplify your storytelling, even if it is something that's familiar? I think what made them popular to start with was their familiarity. So.
Yeah, and I'm shocked because DC is kind of doing that right now with the Batman, the Riddler stuff, but they're not. Marvel's not capitalizing on the MCU, and I know the MCU right now is not exactly doing too well in the eye, but it wouldn't hurt to get more people in the comic shop, more people supporting local businesses too. So
and just to speak on that, I think it's easy to pile on when things don't go well, but I think it's important to keep in mind that when you try new things, they're not all going to hit, right? I want them to hit, right? We all root for them, but it is what it is. Go ahead, Jordan. Oh, sorry. I thought you were.
I seen you raise your hand, like.
Sorry.
No, I might be dropping out pretty soon, though.
It's all good. It's all good. You have a follow-up question?
I just got an alert, like saying your connection's a little weak. My connection, surprisingly, I'm like right next to the router too. No, the only other thing I had also is a little free for all. I didn't expect this to go over an hour, to be honest.
What?
Yeah. I didn't expect that. I expected this to be like a little, like when I drew up the outline, I'm like, this is going to be like half an hour and free for all after that. But we had a lot to talk about. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I was going to say though is, if you do love the X-Men and if you haven't, we've been talking about how Miss Marvel has become a mutant in the MCU. if you haven't seen the Marvels, give it a chance.
I agree. I saw it with
Oh.
my family. I thought it was great.
I saw it myself. I enjoyed it, and especially
Paul, you've seen it, right?
I haven't seen it yet, but honestly, I just haven't had time on these weekends. But I know I'm gonna like it. I liked the show, and from everything that I'm hearing, Iman Vellani does such a good job. So I liked the first Captain Marvel movie.
It
Two of the
improves on
movies I'm
everything.
pretty invested in. So
So if you did like Captain Marvel, it took Nora and I 3 watches to actually understand the movie. Because at first, we had high expectations for it. Second time, I think there was alcohol involved. And the third time, we just sat down and watched it for the Marvels, and I'm like, this is not a bad movie. It's just a misuse of Jude Law.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
but
I
honestly,
thought it was good.
if you like Captain Marvel, though, the Marvels capitalizes on everything that was good about that movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
Makes it better.
Yeah.
So
and I think it's a new way of making action fun. And if there's anything you want, I connected with Nick Fury. Felt like the Nick Fury we've always known, and he didn't feel out of character. And if anything, that was sort of like the base touchstone of it feeling like back on pace.
like a
Like,
retcon
okay, cool.
almost.
Well, it was I don't know. I thought they were just trying to go with what worked well and not overcomplicating a story.
I think so. And I think the word fun is the best word to describe it.
Yeah. It's not a masterpiece, just fun. And
No.
that's kind of what we need right now. I know a lot of people like dark films. Nora and I had this conversation. Like, people want Winter Soldier films or stuff again, and I'm like,
Hey. Yeah.
I'm like, we need fun though too.
I mean, here's the thing: like different Marvel movies are kind of different genres of movies, and this is just one more to the list of different genres to kind of follow that trend.
Well, and just to piggyback quick on that, I think some of the things that were different that didn't sit well with people were attempts at recreating or doing different genres with characters, and so that may have added to a disjointedness in the viewing experience.
Well, I'm thinking this is something else that we could table an MCU discussion. I think because it's on a lot of people's mind still. I mean, like Paul mentioned, we're all in this community. We want comics to succeed, and movies, shows, all that helps us out. You may not see it directly, but you're introducing these characters to people who haven't seen them before. So,
yeah.
But before we hop out, is there anything else you guys want to say before leaving? Jericho, you do know that if John beats me this weekend and you win, you get first place.
Yeah. Sort of how I went in the season, just to sneak
Mm-hmm.
into first on the last week of regular season. No, it was been a fun season. Same thing stands. I'm happy that the players I drafted worked out. I did make a trade. I got Tariq Hill now, so we'll see how that works out for people.
Jordan, I thought trades were scrutinized.
I
looked at it. I mean, he gave up a lot.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is trades with teams that are statistically eliminated or pretty much statistically eliminated. I mean,
so don't trade with
Dustin isn't, Jericho isn't.
So.
I thought it was a good trade. I do have an announcement to make. I had intended for what the payouts to be were first through fourth, meaning the 2 teams that get the first round buys basically automatically get into the money somehow. But I didn't announce it officially till now, so I'll probably put up polls for a couple different payouts before playoffs start.
Yeah, cool. And it was a fun season. And thank you for all your working to make it happen.
Paul, you mentioned that you're in the fantasy league too, right?
Yeah.
I'm in 5, and all my teams are mediocre or worse.
No!
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm in 3 and in the playoffs, fighting for it in 1 and just missing probably in the other 2. So I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on in Yahoo. That's the only league that I'm not winning. Like,
I have to wonder, honestly, I have to wonder when we draft, right? We all draft. And when I look at my drafts, Yahoo versus ESPN, at least between those two, the figures and how they organize players in priority or projected is different.
Mhm.
It
And
is
so
for sure.
And so when you're just going through there and you're not necessarily looking for specific players, you're trusting that the best available by position is best available. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I wouldn't
saying?
recommend it.
Yeah. And so your team looks really different if you go by best available according to their list. So that was really odd. But
Hey.
I mean that's nothing new.
I'm taking a chance on AJ Brown, Chuba Hubbard, and Taysom Hill this weekend to beat John
Yeah.
Palm because I have so many guys on bye. This is like a bye-apocalypse right now. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing Zappo this week, and he's got the same thing going. So might not be a tough win for me, but I think that now and then it becomes
Well,
a
I
tough
got
win is my experience.
I got Jason and issues needed. And so I'm gonna hope that
Oh, damn.
yeah,
Well,
so he's got to deal with Keenan Allen. He's got to deal with Keenan Allen, fucking Tyreek Hill, Mostert. I think I still got Josh. No, Josh Jacobs isn't running, so I got some
you got
some
Royce
fullback.
Freeman. So I'm looking at your lineup right now. You have Royce Freeman.
Yeah.
As you have Mostert, who's hurt, and then you have Royce Freeman, and then in your flex, you have the potential chance of having Rashid Shaheed, who's hurt, Jarrett McKinnon, who doesn't really do much.
Yeah, but see what I'm counting on is the forlorn 50-point week out of Tyreek Hill and Keenan Allen.
Could happen.
It happens, but whew.
Yeah, well, if Keenan can throw a couple touchdowns, Tyreek breaks off a couple 100-yard touchdowns. Maybe I can play with two people shy on my roster.
So what I'm looking at right now,
throw the football over them there mountains. You never know.
Yes. You never
what
know.
I'm looking at right now is don't sweat losing this week.
No, I really would like to see the season end with in a first place position, but this year I had to scrap it out. I mean, it's hard to compete against your team and fucking the fever dream that's John Palm's team. I don't know how those guys put up W's, but that's a whole nother combo.
Paul, John didn't draft. Well, he drafted, but he was on medication, so he wasn't exactly fully there. And somehow he's the #1 team in the league right now. And his team does. CD Lamb is basically the only guy on his team, and he's 9-3.
Yeah, their career days are every week he starts them.
Yeah, he's got the golden touch.
Oh, and man,
that's just what it takes. It's more. You can have all the strategy in the world.
I know,
but it doesn't get you anywhere.
Hey, Chris was calling his team the best team on paper because on paper it was the best team on paper.
He had the biggest fall.
He only won 3 games so far.
Yeah, and he was projected at 1, and he's now at 10.
Yep.
That's hard. But that's not his fault. They just didn't show up when you needed them.
Well, like Mahomes is starting to show up now, but now it's a little too late for him.
It's too late.
Yeah, but you can't just count on Mahomes.
I counted on him, and it hurt.
Well, so would you say, Paul, that what hurt your teams most? Was it injuries? Was it bias? Was it lack of performance?
All the above.
Yeah. Sucks.
So I have one team that's like my most important, what I throw money at.
Yeah.
And with that one, I was sitting pretty. I had McCaffrey and Mahomes in that one, but what's decimated me there is I don't have a good second running back, and that's been a hole the entire year, and I haven't been able to get wide receiver depth. And I picked Kyle Pitts over George Kittle.
Oh man,
I'm not judging you.
That's a hard pick, but that's a rough pick, especially in a mandatory TE league.
It's a mandatory TE league.
Yeah, hey, that means there's 3 good guys, and then everyone's rolling dice.
Exactly.
I am pretty sure that the only reason that I have been winning is because I have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Evans, Josh Downs, and Noah Brown as my receivers.
Yeah.
But then I have
Yeah.
JJ coming back in 2
Oh.
weeks. So
You keep saying that, Kyle. JJ's coming back. I've heard that
hey,
before.
you know what? I just got the alert today that he's practicing.
Yeah.
So
All right. I got a dog
Well-
that's whining to go out. I'm sorry, guys. I got to
no, it's
drop
all
off.
good.
No, we're wrapping this up.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See it.
Take care, Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Well,
Paul.
for whoever is still remaining, that one person that we see watching, thank you. While you're still here. Just kidding. Just remember that this Sunday at Gambit Brewery, the Uncanny MCE mixer is happening. Free pizza, door prizes. Nora mentioned that we had the Uncanny experience is given a 9.0 graded slab.
Yeah.
We don't know of what, but they're giving
Yeah.
it away. So
I also want to add, this is a family-friendly event. Please bring out the kids. It's a great opportunity to see your favorite X-Men characters dressed up. Take some pictures, grab some pizza. I'm really looking forward to it. I did not go last. Well, I was at the mixer last time.
you
I did
went to
not
the
go
first one.
experience.
You
Yeah,
went to the first
but-
mixer.
I want to make sure everyone knows. Yeah, lots of the exchange will be out there to support. Please come out. It's a great opportunity before it gets too cold. So
That
and
The
thanks
last
for
couple were a
everyone.
good time, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopeful to see
Excellent.
everyone out.
Yeah, and
There
if
you
you
go.
if you want to support the exchange, this is your perfect opportunity because we will have some merchandise there, some swag with buttons and stickers to give out. So, but thank you for watching. You guys have stayed with us for over an hour and a half. This is our longest episode so far.
Yeah.
We could probably talk mutants for maybe 4 hours here. In fact, there was people who we were close to, the guys that organize and run Uncanny, that if we have them on here, we should probably set the show at 5 p.m. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
And yeah, it's a great opportunity. I was actually hoping Dylan and Chandler would be able to make a visit or speak more on the experience. But I feel there will be opportunities in the future for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But good night, everybody, and thanks for watching. We'll see you Sunday, hopefully.
Thanks,
Good night.
everyone. Good night.